I'm Stephen Fox. I'm a bankruptcy attorney, and I do primarily Chapter 11 business reorganization, working with companies that want to fix the problems that put them into bankruptcy. The other day, I spoke with Ed. Ed owns a construction company, does concrete and excavation work. It's a subcontractor. He has about 35 employees, 6 to 7 million in receivables. He has similar amount in machinery and equipment. He's got a lot of extra inventory and a really large office staff. The company grosses about $10 to $15 million a year. The company has some work coming up, but not a lot. So I asked Ed why he was calling me.
My company, what I've put my heart into, is failing. I don't know what to do.
I started by asking Ed to tell me about his background.
I graduated high school. I took a couple college courses before I figured out I like to do things, not sit in class. I'm married and have 3 kids. And after 10 years working with a construction company, my brother and I opened our company. We made our share of mistakes, but we grew.
Ed told me that he oversees the bidding, the negotiations, the administrative functions, and he acts as the face of the company. His brother runs the job sites. Ed knows that his brother is a bit lazy and he's let some poor quality work slide by, and the work only gets fixed if it has to get fixed. This costs the company money, it hurts its reputation, but his brother is family.
I got the company a line of credit for $4 million so it could grow. I guaranteed the line. We pulled the money, but we didn't know how to grow the company. We used much of the $4 million for payroll and regular expenses. We also used some of the money for down payments on machinery and equipment. The company owes all $4 million and it can't pay the interest. By the way, the machinery and equipment still cost the company a few $100,000s monthly.
Ed was describing an awful lot of problems, and this meant that things are tight. Managing cash flow is now a big part of Ed's daily job. The line of credit, huge mistake, and Ed didn't know how to use the money to grow the company.
That's exactly right. The bank became nervous, declared a default, and jacked up the interest rate from 7.5% to 15%. Our receivables were not high enough for the bank. Receivables have been dropping because we don't have as much work. I can't get the bids out. Employees don't want to do collections. I don't like to do collections because I'm not good at telling customers to pay us. We're hearing complaints about quality from some general contractors.
I took Ed back to bids because bids are the company's lifeblood.
Yeah, bids. I've always worked on bids, but it is a team effort. I just can't get everyone to do the work. Fewer bids means less work. This scares the bank a lot. The bank has been asking for financial reports for months. I give the reports, but as slowly as I can.
Ed was describing part of the downward spiral of a good company. Problems with bids, receivables, collections, and the quality of work. This is a tight spot for Ed. I then asked Ed a key question, a really sensitive question about the monies that I assumed family members were taking from the company. Before answering, Ed paused a little bit because the answer can be explosive.
My wife's family took jobs at the company. I was okay with that. They needed work. I needed office workers. I thought they would work hard, and at first things went well. Soon they started working less and less. If I fire them, my wife and children will be upset. My wife's already angry at me because I stopped taking payroll. The company just does not have the money.
A lot of family problems along with the company problems, and we haven't even yet discussed the wolves at the door.
The creditors keep calling me. They start at 6 a.m. and call me at the office and on my cell phone until late at night. I can't have dinner with my wife and kids without 2 or 3 creditors calling me. I know a lot of the creditors personally. They stress me out and I can't sleep. I know that my kids are suffering. The bank has sued the company and me. 2 other creditors just filed lawsuits for monies against the company and me. They are owed the monies, but if the company pays them, we won't have payroll.
I summed up for Ed where I thought his company was at. First, the company has some work, but not a lot of work coming up. 2, bids are few in number. They're not getting out. Quality is a problem. The company cannot afford to fix all of its mistakes. The line of credit, that was a disaster, and now the bank is suing. The company can't afford to make payroll and pay regular expenses, not without a real struggle. Money is real tight. The lawsuits are going to shut down the company. And of course, Ed can't focus. His family is scared because the creditors are at the door. No payroll to him. He cannot provide for his family. Ed and the company are in a real bad place.
I want to know, can Chapter 11 help the company survive, pay debts, and also grow the way it should have?
Yes, it can. Here are some things that a Chapter 11 may do to help a company like Ed's. Chapter 11 gives a debtor like Ed's company some breathing space, a period of time where it doesn't have to pay and cannot pay pre-bankruptcy debt without the court's approval. Chapter 11 also gives a company like Ed's time to fix the business problems, all the different problems that led to the bankruptcy filing. One of the biggest mistakes that I see in Chapter 11 is that the lawyers don't fix the business problems. And if your company is going into bankruptcy, the business problems need to be fixed. And this usually means that a company needs to hire outside people, not only me, but turnaround people to help the owner, the leader, recover from the problems that led to the bankruptcy.
I know how to run a company that's in good condition. I don't know how to manage a company in distress.
Here's something else Chapter 11 can do for Ed's company. Ed's company can reject unprofitable construction contracts, and it can get rid of warranty claims. And by the way, a lot of times, general contractors will renegotiate contracts with companies like Ed's because they don't want to lose their subcontractor.
I've worked with the same general contractors for years. I do not want to hurt them.
In Chapter 11, a company like Ed's can return extra machinery and equipment and vehicles that it doesn't need. It can reject leases, it can cancel purchases, it can renegotiate leases, it can cancel construction contracts.
That's good. That will help cash flow a lot.
In Chapter 11, the employees can be taught how to operate the business more profitably. Often, companies will have bank loans, the regular bank loans, the hard money bank loans, and those really funny loans where the lenders say they're purchasing some future receivables. What Ed's company can do in Chapter 11 is rewrite these loans to be affordable, can lower interest rates, can stretch out payments, and can remove unfair or obnoxious terms from the contracts. Also, a company like Ed's, in the right circumstance and with the right facts, can even sue some of the lenders to recover monies that Ed's company paid to the lenders pre-bankruptcy.
I don't want to cheat the bank, but I want the company to survive.
Often, some lenders are not fully secured. And if that's the case, that means we can cut the interest rate down. We can only pay part of the loan back. We can take payroll taxes that haven't been paid and pay them back over a period of years. Then we can take the general unsecured debt, your vendors and others that don't have security, and pay them back in full or in part over a period of years. Finally, in Chapter 11, it may be possible to get a bankruptcy judge to order that any lawsuits against Ed on his guarantees be stopped during the bankruptcy case and perhaps even during the time that planned payments are being made.
You know, Chapter 11 sounds like hard work. I'm up for it.
Chapter 11 is an opportunity for the company to fix itself. It takes a lot of hard work, it takes a lot of commitment, and it takes a lot of integrity. I'm Stephen Fox. I represent businesses in Chapter 11 looking to reorganize and looking to do things right. I have successfully helped many owners reorganize all kinds of construction companies. My clients are located all over the United States, from New England to the South, across the Midwest, to the Pacific Northwest, and here in California. Email me, pick up the phone and call me. Let's talk.